So Ritzy Animation are an animation studio that focus mainly on character animation. We do all sorts of different styles, 2D and 3D, music videos, short films, online spots, commercials, and even a few apps and mobile games. Depending on the projects that come in, Ritzy expand and shrink, and we can grow quite big quite quickly. So for Obki, for example, at our peak I think we were like 30 people.
When we sort of got wind that the series was actually going to go ahead, we had to start budgeting and scheduling the whole production, and obviously a line item for that is the IT side of things. And we had the choice of whether or not we wanted to try and upgrade our systems in-house or go with a remote setup. So we got a producer to do some research into companies, and we came across Escape, and they listened to us and suggested Sherpa as a really good solution for us for the series. So that's how it came about. They were just great throughout. So Nick and Aurelio came in and showed us sort of a dummy project that could be similar to what we would be using. So in this demonstration they sat with us for a good hour or so and talked through how easy it would be to spin up workstations, spin up render nodes, how easy it would be to sort of track like artist time via the scheduling tools. So we went away having an understanding of how we could use the service and could make a decision of whether or not that was good for this show. It was pretty easy to set up on Sherpa. Obviously there's initial conversations with the support team about our requirements, the sort of spec of workstation that different artists would need, how much storage we'd need, how many render nodes. And then as well there was these things called golden images, which means that one workstation with a software profile and that computer is mirrored across every one that you build. So that was really important for us to sort of initially set up these sort of ground rules for what everyone would need and create that base spec that we could then change dependent on the needs of the individual artists. When you build a workstation, you have the choice of a golden image. It could be many golden images depending on your role. It might be producer, it might be animator, it might be model texture artist. You know, at the click of a button within Sherpa we could build a workstation that selected one of these software profiles and it would build a workstation with that exact specification in about 40 minutes. At the start of the project we might have only needed sort of 7 workstations, but at our height we might have needed 20. So one of the great things about Sherpa was the ability to just sort of create the workstations when you needed them. It meant that we could cost it really effectively because you know exactly how much a workstation of that spec is going to cost for a particular period. We're at a crossroads where we need to make some really big decisions about what we want to do in terms of IT, because the experience with Sherpa meant that we could go to an entirely remote setup using that infrastructure. Regardless, like we know that Escape are sort of there to sort of advise. It's a good relationship we've got with them. To anyone that's on the fence about Sherpa, I can say that it takes the worry out of bigger productions. For us, we're a small studio. We're not that IT tech savvy. So for people that don't have that core knowledge, there's a lot to be said for using Sherpa because you get that support alongside it.